and welcome all of you to my YouTube channel Animals and Pets with Partha. Today's episode is going to be interesting. It is the social media effect on our dog world. Why I say dog world is because it may have affected, of course, the cat world, also, or other aspects. Definitely, it has affected everything in our life. It has touched. It has changed the way we look at things today. Now, coming to dog shows and dog game, let me just tell you, India, of course, learned dog game in the right manner. It was the Britishers, the originators of dog shows and the dog game around the world. They were settlers in India. They ruled India for several hundred years, and they created the dog game here, the Kennel Club, which was run by K.C. London, and the Britishers started the dog game for their own entertainment and benefit. They allowed only the lords and the kings in those days to be a part of it. Later on, slowly, the hierarchy of the Indian society started getting involved in the dog world. And in the right spirit, whatever they taught us, we followed the same thing. But things around Asia has completely changed. Sri Lanka was also a British bastion. And the dog world in Sri Lanka were more or less in the same time as it started in India, just a couple of years maybe difference. Well, later on, of course, I can tell you that in the Asian region we had hardly, where I used to go to Thailand and other countries and other things, I've seen there very, very little dog game in those countries. But of late, of course, it has sprouted, and all over Asia, it's all booming. There are plenty of dog shows, but interestingly, number of dogs have reduced. When it came about in the right spirit, but now it's completely destroyed. And destroyed because of a European company which promoted themselves just for financial gains. And they have been extracting money from all these countries, and they have sort of given them a logo, a stamp which they can use to say that it is international. Because when British sort of went away and we were, originally affiliated and we used that, of course, they did not exert their influence to extract money from all these countries. Of course, we were very happy to have British judges who were extremely, extremely knowledgeable, and whoever came to India, they left a mark in the minds of the exhibitors. And not only that, they bequeath their knowledge to us and to the people, because they learn the subject from, it is traditionally from birth. They were involved in the dog sport. And those people, the passionately who learned it, they always want that the next generation also takes over. After all, the world is for the living. We are going to perish, but whatever we leave behind is whatever little we have learned, if we can give it to the next generation, they're going to continue it and improve upon it. That is the idea. Well, now what has happened to this issue now is the social media effect. Now, here there are small dog shows have become small. It's become, it's all handlers and the organizers and all. It's all about money. Means if you sort of run a dog show, you must make some money. If you are judging dog shows, you have to make money. If you are breeding dogs, you have to make money. If you are handling dogs, you have to make money. So everybody wants to make money. So if that is the idea, if that is what is this is not the place where the dog game can survive in the right spirit, and rightly so. The dog game, the dogs that are winning now are paying for their wins. Most people who go to dog shows know who are going to win. So what happens? The others don't go. So the numbers get reduced. So there are only those dogs that are supposed to win. And some extra entries may be there who are unaware about the situation. They go and they learn. They enter their dogs, of course. They are obviously they will lose because the winners have already paid their way. They have already, I'll just give you an example. It happened in earlier days also, but it wasn't like this. But the example will tell you what can be done. I was judging the very first show I judged in 1985. I was judging for a very good friend of mine, and at the capital of India. It was a big show, a very old club. And when I arrived, of course, the person who was on, he was a very respectable man and much senior to me. He told me that, I have a dog that needs one challenge to become a champion. And after that, we went into other topics, and the same issue never came up. So I was also not interested because I thought, he would try to influence me. So I never asked him before the show because I was not interested. Later on, I judged the show and everything got over. Then I was curious. So I raised the topic and said, what happened, Mr. So-and-so? You said you have a male that needs a title, a German Shepherd. He said, that's already got the challenge from you. I said, how come? There was only one male that was entered. There were, 40 or 50, whatever, females. There were only one male. He says, that's what we did. We made sure that no males get their entries. So what happened? He asked the people taking the entry that we will only accept, no male entries will be accepted. So it was possible in those days. So what happened? The females were there. So I gave a challenge to the male. He was not the best of breed winner, but he still got the challenge and got his title. Today what happens is it's all paid for. The organizers, everything. And then the judges who are paying their way to become judges. So they've spent 10, 15, 20 years running after the syndicate, buttering him, paying him money, doing errands for him, what not and what not to get a license. Now, do you think they're going to be honest? They will judge honestly? Not possible. Because whatever they've spent, they have to get it back. So they have a lot of things at stake. So when you have so much in stake, you need to get a return. Social media plays a big role where the people with money, they are the people who are going to advertise, who are going to show. Even the worst judge, you just put up a person who is a rich man's dog, who is active in social media, he's going to get the best photographer to photograph you. You stand there in style, wearing a bow tie and flaunting the trophy or the sachet and things like that, and then that will be all over the world. So doesn't matter. That is important. A good, well-dressed, judge, and then the rich man, he's going to promote you. You get free promotion all across. People see you splashed all over. So the judges also are conscious whose dog to put up, who is strong in social media, who is going to promote me so that I get the next assignment. This is all that is happening. It's sadly enough for people like me who are dog people by birth. as long as we live, we cannot live without dogs. Dogs are our food for thought. We are so passionately involved. We have given up breeding because now, if you, in India, there are thousands of pet shops, and people are breeding for the pet market. So we only breed. Always, I bred only to improve my own stock, so that I could get a good dog which I could take to a dog show and things like that. So that's just for my personal satisfaction. Of course, we had to sell a few. We tried to give it to the best of homes. Money was never a consideration, but today it is only money. The syndicate introduced, that paper thing and all that. People bluffed. Breeders bluffed people. 40,000, 50,000, 80,000, 70,000 for a registered dog, which will, doesn't compare to the dogs that are sold in the pet shops nowadays, in the pet market. In Bengal, there are so many pet markets now. The Sirampur pet market, the Khalid Street pet market, the Noihati pet market, and many more. So the pet markets now are being supplied with very good quality, purebred, healthy puppies from all across the country. There are breeders who are breeding for them. They have dogs in not dozens, I would say maybe 50, 60, 80, 100 dogs, strong kennels. So you can imagine how many puppies they're breeding, and it's an industry. So that is what has happened, and this European company has been, it is a toll collecting, you pay toll when you go in your car. You have this toll tax collecting centers, and they just give you a slip and they take money. So you keep a dog, you are paying, because if you go for that several thousand rupees paper, you are paying toll, because they are taking money annually. And all this, they are shoving in all these rubbish dogs for all across this Europe, most of these dogs, because and they have that same logo. So you say, must be, that is from. They're coming from countries which are smaller than most of our states. And those are, we are saying, 5 countries, 6 countries, 7 countries champion. What does it mean? They go in a bus, one trip, 10, 15 days, and this 5 country champion already. So we don't get fooled. Pet owners who want a pet, now I would suggest go to pet market. You have a choice. Equip yourself with some knowledge. See that the dogs are healthy. If required, take somebody who knows about it, and you pick up your dog so that you just pay. This money is worth. Value for money. That is what I mean to say. But if you go to breeders, they're going to bluff you with this syndicate paper, and they will say that they only sell rubbish in the market. We sell the best. Don't get bluffed. People have realized that. So social media only will, the dogs that are there, the advertisements are all paid. Whether it's Facebook or whether it's WhatsApp or whatever you see splashed across all social media pages, they are all paid promotions, and there you are. So I think I have said enough on the social media campaign, and that is how they sell their puppies, that's how they promote themselves and their dogs. And the judges also will only put up dogs that will, so that they get more mileage from social media promotions. Bye-bye, and see you in the next episode with a new topic. Bye-bye.